Also, I love when Darius forgets people's names. No. It's just like it's like so consistent that you're like, this is a bit between the sisters. They're just like,
Yes.
oh yeah, and have him forget the guy's name. And then,
Gabriel, you need to remember Marcus. It's like, who's Marcus? What do you mean, who's Marcus? Hi, I'm Sam.
and I'm Allie, and this is the Knit Roots podcast. This week we are talking about our perfect. Well, we're gonna yap about
I
where Sam is in Zodiac, but then we're gonna talk about perfect FMCs.
yes.
Hey,
So
not MMCs.
so we talked a little bit before about like coming up with like our perfect book boyfriend or like coming up with a perfect MMC. And I think that there's two problems with that for us is that one, we don't particularly as far as a story goes, we don't particularly care what the MMC and FMCs are, so long as it makes sense for the story. So I was like, okay, well, we can like pivot and be like, what would be our perfect book boyfriend? And we can still do that. And so instead, I figured if we cast ourselves as an FMC, what would we cast ourselves at? So, and then
That's
because that
awesome.
was like kind of in the realm of, you know, role-playing D&D sort of space, I also figured that we can talk about the good, neutral, evil chart, alignment chart, and talk about characters and how they kind of fill out that chart.
Yes.
Especially ones that we've already talked about, and I kind of was interested in doing that with some of the Zodiac Academy characters, as well
Oh
as
yeah.
any of the other characters that we've talked about before. But yeah, we need to yap for just a smidge about Zodiac Academy.
Okay, bitch. Spill. Where are you?
So I am on chapter 44 of book 9, which is almost halfway through.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's 120 chapters. Don't look at the ending chapters.
Oh, I already did.
Okay, those are actually for another book, to be fair, but the ones with the names.
Oh, I just looked.
Oh, I
to
thought
see,
I gave myself a spoiler looking at the end chapters because there says like 120, and then it says Vesper or something, and I was like,
oh, I didn't see those.
I thought they were like star POVs or something.
I was trying to figure out how long I had to get to some fucking epilogue shit. So I just looked at the title. So it was like character 6 months later, character a year later, 10 years, whatever.
Oh, but that is spoilers because now you kind of know.
But I don't remember which characters they were. I was just
Okay.
kind of looking at the time, and I was just like, okay, cool. I got to get to like chapter 110 or something stupid. And I did get a little sneak peek of Lionel dying, but I knew he was gonna die. Like there's no way he can't die.
Do you know?
But yes, so they have just gone back to the oracles. And I love that Darcy is like,
who has gone back?
So Tori has gone back to the oracles and has taken Darcy with her, and they're asking about the guild stones. So they have all of the guild stones now, and they don't know what to do with them. And so they just did the weird like broken finger blood letting thing, and Darcy was ribbing Tori about her memory orgy. She's like, you mean the oracles you had an orgy with? And she was like, I didn't have an orgy with them. I had mind sex with Darius, and they had sex like through me. And she's like, oh, well, now that you put it that way, it's not weird at all.
That scene is much better when you get the other half of it in 8.5, huh?
Yes.
Because I was like, this is okay, sure. And then I was like, oh, of course. But I waited till after 9 to read 8.5.
Well, and I'm not going to lie, but Darius also gives us a new spicy scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's a spicy scene I would do. if I could, because he does the illusion trick. So it's like a threesome, but with him.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I was like, oh, if I could make an illusion of me or an illusion of my husband, that'd be really exciting.
Okay, yeah, I was like, "Do you mean in real life?" And then
Mhm.
you do mean
Mhm,
yeah, yeah,
mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, I feel that.
Um,
That's
but
I know,
yeah.
that was a clever thing 'cause you're like, "Oh, surely they're never gonna have any kind of 3
Mhm.
because, they're just not like that," and then I was like, "That is the way."
That's the way, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, 8.5, I felt like it was a mix of, "Yes, I love this," and, "Can this hurry up?"
Yes.
Because I
Which
was
is the
like,
only way, that's why I liked reading it after, but also I felt like, no, you need that stuff.
yeah.
On some level, you need it,
Yeah, and
I
it was
think.
good. I like some of the character building that's still happening even past death. I love I love that Azrael has the hots for Max's mom, and I love that when Max finds out about it, he's real pissed about it. He's like, "Orion, tell your dad to fuck off." He's like, "Oh, let me just have a seance real quick."
Yeah.
Um, the scene where Darius sees Caleb and Seth together for the first time is the greatest because when you first get the scene from just the Seth Caleb perspective, right? It's like finally the culmination of all of this slow burn. It's book 8. It's crazy, right? And like you're
I
like,
did not realize how early that started. When you told me, like, it was in book 4, I was like, "No way in hell it is." But it really was. I was like, "Oh my god." But yeah, so yeah, it's been
yeah.
mhm.
And I'm like, finally, we're getting somewhere a little bit further, right? And it's pretty intense, right? There's like especially with like all of the like dirty talk to each other. It's like it pays off so well for those characters in that scene, and it sets up so perfectly for Darius to be there and to be fully like confused as all fuck and then mortified. I love when Seth is like, you look better. Like, do you want to sub for me? And like, when you're in the first in book 8, you're like, okay, Seth, you get you. But then Darius is like, weird taunt, bro, but whatever. He just doesn't get it at all. And then they kiss, and he's like, what the fuck is happening? And I love he's just like, no, 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 I don't. I want to go. And then when he can't leave, and he calls Marissa, and she's like, you have to want to leave. He's like, I do want to leave. And she's just like, oh, sure you do, but if you need to want to leave. Hale's like, did you summon my wife here to watch 2 of your friends have sex? He's like, no, I need help. And he's like, is that your face on the package? Derek's just like, it's not my
Licensed.
face. It's not licensed. And then they
So
throw
funny.
it and it like goes through Hale's ass. She's like, oh my god. Yeah, it was lovely. I was
Yeah.
cracking up the whole time. And I love that they're taunting them with it now. Because like that's the thing,
Mhm.
like Darius isn't mad that they're together or hooking up. He's just mad that it was a secret. And
Yeah,
like,
well, yeah, 'cause there's they're all 4 best
yeah.
friends.
And so the fact that he's just like, we're gonna fuck with them real hard. And Tori's like, I'm in. Done. I
Have
love
they done
it.
much of that yet? Just
Yes.
mentioned?
So he's
Okay.
like, they're saying like the one of the first ones was that Darius was like, so who's been hooking up with who? And Caleb's like, I haven't hooked up with anybody. Like, because Max is like, oh, me and Jerry are going strong. And Caleb's like, no one. And he's like, really? I know you, dude. I'm sure you had a brunette underneath you like from the Rebels. And Seth like drops a coffee mug and breaks it and is just like, I gotta go. And then they like
Uh,
say the exact words that
yeah.
he's just like, because he's like, you guys are 2 hours late. He's like, we were and Caleb of course is like, we were hunting, and then Seth's like, we were picking berries. Darius is like, can you teach me, Seth? Or he's like, can you teach me, the big bad wolf, can you teach me? And Caleb's like, that is almost exactly what he said to me. Is he fucking with me right now?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Yeah. And then when
Yeah.
they're breaking into the FIB headquarters and like Tori's trying to like get the gate to open, and
Mhm.
he's like, how long is this gonna take? And she's like, probably not as long as it takes to fuck a werewolf. He's like, what? How what? And Darius is like, probably longer than it would take to fuck a vampire, though. And he's like, what? What? Huh? And she's like, so you think that the werewolf would come sooner? He's like, I don't know. What?
Dude,
Like
yeah.
it's brilliant. I love it.
Eh,
Um,
Uh,
so yeah, at this point, I just keep being like, I keep like going ahead in chapters just to see like how long I have to go before I get like a Seth or Caleb POV because I
I
love
was
them.
doing that too. I
Because I
was
love
like, what
them.
am I a little just like, but yeah,
I think they are my favorite couple.
huh? Yeah.
The
The cloud scene
the
is so
cloud
cute.
scene is super cute and yeah,
So
I'm
pure.
like, yeah.
Mhm.
But and then Tharynx here lately, this last one that they had an interaction, he's got some weird
That
um
was interesting.
he's got some consciousness that's happening and
It's a lot to handle.
yeah,
That
he's
fucking
like,
consciousness.
yeah, so I don't know.
Mm.
I mean he helped them.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, that scene was intense too.
yes.
There's so much that happens in that fucking book. But
Yes.
it is like 1,100 pages.
It is.
Makes sense.
I was cleaning the kitchen and making dinner, and I didn't want to stop reading, so I used one of my Audible credits to download the book so that I can listen while I was
Listen,
working. And
is the
I
audiobook good? I didn't listen to any of them. Oh, okay.
I would not recommend the audiobook. Mostly, okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is book 9, so I've been reading all of these characters in my head with
Oh,
so there's that. So maybe it's a me thing, to be fair.
okay.
But I was like, no, these are not their voices. These cannot be their
So
voices. So
is it like a dramatic where there's different like actors for each of them?
it's not different actors for each of them, but they do different voices for each character, which makes sense. They do that for dialogue, but like the male voices that are done from the female um narrator sound like a woman trying to sound like a dude. And
Oh,
it's
like that?
yes, yes. And it's douchey and the inflection is not how I read them in my head, so it was not working for me. But I think and also there was like Tori sounded it was a POV it was a Tori POV chapter and she sounded a little too desperate in my opinion in her
Yeah.
narration because
Like
Tori's
Tori's never
not
desperate.
that. So I was just like, why are you like whispery and a little bit too whiny for my liking? But again,
Mm,
that
yeah.
could be because I have, 8.5 books in my head of what I think she sounds like. But
Jerry Oh, yeah, sorry.
the biggest crime of all
Is it mispronunciation?
is Geraldine. She
Oh god.
does a poor Southern accent for Geraldine. And it's like a Southern caricature accent.
Is that why they say weird stuff? Is it meant to be that they're Southern characters? Caricatures?
I do not know,
I
but
just always thought that her and her family were just, like, weird a
yeah,
little.
yeah, yeah, I'm great with them just being weird. They don't have a Southern accent in my head, and I would
No.
be fine with the Southern accent if it wasn't the, like, stereotypical, stupid Southerner accent, right? Where it's, like,
Mm.
almost in, like, and it's and so every time she talks, I'm like, "No, I can't." And, I
Oh,
love
that's your
Geraldine.
favorite.
Yes, I love Geraldine, so I just could not. But
Okay.
I did continue to listen while I was cooking because I can't not read these fucking books.
Yes.
Um
I hear both actually Darius and Geraldine in my head as I know that they're not supposed to have British accents, but I kind of imagine like whatever the American version of a posh British accent for kind
mhm.
of both of them. Because Geraldine's so like crazy and then Darius is just like a brat. Like, I just
Yeah,
imagine
well,
him
they
being
have,
like
like,
maybe
a
like a little valley boy type valley girl type
I don't know, I
vibes.
mean, Zodiac
Like
Academy is in, like, the Northeast.
yeah, so it's be like
Um
America.
Yeah, and so I don't know, I have it being, like, more of, like an educated, New Englandy type
Yeah.
something, but yeah, no, I just can't and yeah, I don't know. and it's just like, and then when he talks, it's just like, I just couldn't. But I mean, I did because I continued to listen to 2 chapters because that's how long it took me to clean and
Yeah.
make dinner. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, I'd rather listen than not be able to engage in this book right now.
Yes. Have you
um,
ever, have you ever read Lord of the Rings? Okay, you should not read them, and you should listen to them.
I
Uh,
have heard that the Lord of the Ring audiobooks are amazing.
Specifically the one by Andy Serkis, which Caleb made me download. He was like, "It's supposed to be really good, blah, blah, blah." So I was like, "Okay." I was not in the mood to read Lord of the Rings or listen to it, and I was like,
Mhm.
"I'll just whatever. I have an hour commute, so I'm gonna do it." And, it's good, and
Yeah,
he actually does really great impressions of the actors, so it feels very like, that sounds like, whatever his name is,
Elijah Wood.
well, that too, yeah, it's just he
Mhm.
sounds like all the characters.
Okay,
He's, like, doing an impression of Orlando Bloom,
nice.
of why can't
Legolas.
I remember Sam's character? So that Sean Astin, right?
Yeah.
He sounds like him, like,
Okay.
and all the voices feel very different. It's very easy to listen to. His
Yeah.
Gollum is obviously top tier because that's
Yeah.
his character.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, that shit is also probably the better way to do that because you'll zone out a little bit during the long landscapes, which is what makes Lord of the Rings hard for people because
Yeah.
they are long. It's gonna be
Yeah.
like a page of just like, "And over the wandering brook, there's a blah, blah, blah," and it really is a lot of that. So,
Yeah.
when I'm driving, I just kinda, like, zone out.
Nice.
It's so nice to listen to,
Yeah,
but it's a lot.
all of the male voices sound a little bit the same except for Seth.
What is that one?
Seth is just he's a higher in pitch, and he sounds a little more dorky cheery.
I don't picture him with a high voice either. I picture him with, like,
Yeah.
a low, but, like, a dweeb, like a
Yeah,
"duh,"
yeah, yeah.
like,
But yeah, I don't know. It
it's
was meh,
funny.
it's fine. And I got through a few chapters, so it was fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm back to the Kindle. Um, but I'm obsessed and I was not prepared to enjoy these books at all.
I'm glad you did. I was nervous because you were like, "It's a long series," and I was like, "I know, but I think you'll like it."
Well, and I'm
I was
fine with
nervous.
yeah, I'm fine with a long series. I have loyalty issues, and so I didn't want to be stuck for a long series in something that I was like mid-level. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, no, I'm very much into it. Yeah. In fact, I think I go to bed thinking about like what's gonna happen? What's this? What's
Oh,
that?
definitely,
Yeah.
yeah.
How are they gonna make this happen? Yeah. Um
Yeah, I have a bit
I
of a
really
reading
want
slump.
those moon tattoos to pop up behind Seth and Caleb's ears. It needs to happen.
Is that the mark
That's the mark of
what
a
is it?
of moon mates.
And it says that in when you learn about the mates? I don't remember, I just must have read it so long ago. So I took, like, a
I think
3-week
Seth
break
said
in the middle of
I don't think
7.
it doesn't talk about it when they talk about mates, but I think Seth mentions it when he's like feeling a little jealous about all the like mating bonds and all the intense bonds that are happening, and he's
Yeah.
like, what I would give to have a little crescent moon behind my ear, to have my own little, mate chosen by my moon,
Oh, that's funny,
something.
I completely don't remember that at all.
But yeah.
I know. Well, but either way, even if they're not, like, they're still super
I
cute.
love that I finally know the name of Gabriel's son.
Yes! Oh my gosh. Dude, that scene was so cute.
It's very cute. I love he, like, makes
He's
a
like,
little, like,
"Oh."
helmet. Yeah, he's yes. I like, he's like, "Fang, Ori, Fang."
Dude, Ori is so funny. When Geraldine goes, "You're Ori, man!" And I'm like, "Girl, what?" That's a terrible name for Orion.
Yes.
Ori.
Yeah. I like that
That
Gabriel
is how I hear her voice, is like
yeah,
that,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
don't know what that
I do
is.
love that Gabriel calls him Oreo. That's cute.
That's how you're reading that? I
Yeah.
hear it as Orio. Orio! Like
No,
he's, like,
I see it as
joking.
Oreo. I think it's cute.
Oreo. I don't know what it is. Or I'm curious and, yeah. I'm sure they've done a Q&A about how to say that or something, but
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot going on. I will definitely be reading Ruthless Boys.
Okay, you'll have to tell me how that is, because I just
Because
read
I am
Boys.
very interested in all of those characters. I love Gabriel. I wanna know why he's so pissed when people call him Gabe. I wanna see the Noxy Oreo, love spell
Oh,
backfire.
yeah.
I wanna see the, like, enemies to brothers that is most certainly gonna happen at least between one of the people, and also we don't get any of the, so far, I don't have any, information about the 4th person in their family, right? Because
Oh, it's 4 of them.
there's 4 of them, and
It's
one of
Leon, Gabriel, and Dante.
yeah,
And
and
who
then
else?
there's another one, I can't and I don't know, I can't remember his name, I did look it up, but of course I can't remember because he's not in these books, but I know what his order form is,
Hmm,
um, and I'm really interested. And I know who he is related to, and that is interesting.
that's interesting. Wait, who's he related to?
The basilisk from the story,
I knew
and
that shit. You know why? Because they have that huge store of it, and I was
mhm.
like when I was reading that story, I was like, "Is this does she get, like,
Now it's
captured, like,
questionable because
becomes her
they say
friend,
at
and
some
then he, like, you know?"
well, and it's questionable as to whether or not he's even alive because it says the last basilisk died 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And so I'm
That
like,
was, like, those
is
books
he
seem
a
pretty soon.
hidden like, is he hiding his order? Do they think that, like, so I was like, I gotta or did he just milk himself until death and they just got a basilisk
Maybe he knew he
supply?
was gonna die, and so he was like, "Let me give you,
Well,
like,
I'm sure
hundreds of years
Gabriel
worth
would
of
have,
venom."
right? I mean, if
Yeah,
Gabriel's his husband-in-law, that was I figured that out too. Because
so
Leon at
funny.
some point goes, "Your second favorite HIL made this for you," and I was like, "Oh, that's husband-in-law." I know what that is.
That is so strange that is so strange. I cannot picture Leon well, I guess they're not together at the same time.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's a sister-wife situation where there's a rotation. Um,
So funny. I just can't picture Leon like that. He seems like such a dorky dope.
he's the only one that I could see like that. He's the Seth. I could see him just be like, "We just all cut can we just all cuddle?"
I guess that's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where,
That's
like, Dante and Gabriel, I can see not I mean, Gabriel, I can see being like, okay, like, if there's a bond involved and whatever, like, kind of, like, leaning into it, but Dante, I'm like, "I don't know, dragons don't really share."
real.
But, yeah, I don't think that there's any, like, sexual tension between the boys. I think it's more of, like, a brotherhood and that they're forged by their shared mate bonds with one woman.
That is interesting too. See, I'm not. Yeah, I will read it probably eventually, but I was just like, I'm gonna take a little break because I did
Mhm.
start Neverkeep, and it was just, oh yeah, they have a Crescent City problem. They were
Mm.
also just info dumping all the lore for that. I was like, girl, we don't need this. Like, and
Is
like
that the
that's why
Waning
like
Land stuff?
having a stranger be your main character is really helpful because it keeps you from
Yeah.
doing that shit. Or it keeps it to a normal pace.
Mhm.
But yeah, it
Is that
was
with,
like
like
3
is the
pages in the first 6 pages of just like
that's in
info,
the
and I was like,
Waning Lands, right? And
yeah.
so it should be, like, a lot of information about the MI family?
No, I haven't heard about them yet, but I assume they'll come into play. But apparently it's in the future.
Okay,
Fairly far forward in the future as well, but they're
okay.
already in this timeline, they're like been at war for 100 years or something.
Well,
So
and because um, Ren is the son of the power shamed guy who goes to the Waning Lands,
yeah,
and
so
then
I
he
assume he'll
becomes,
be
like,
there
the emperor, right?
a
Like, his
king
family
or like
becomes
a king. So I don't know if that's
yeah.
like of the whole because okay, I will say in the first like I read like 10 pages,
Mhm.
maybe a little more. I don't know. No, I think I read just like not even one chapter, and I was like, I'm just gonna find something else for now.
Yeah,
But so it does seem interesting. Like it seems like there they have the elementals are all pitted against each other,
yeah.
like which is
Mhm,
interesting because I'm like a lot of people dual wields. So
mhm.
how are you gonna be like we're the water people, and we
Yeah.
only you're gonna have something else. And I think there's I don't know, but So or maybe they
Although I
figured out a
guess
way to, like because if they only, marry other water people,
mhm.
maybe it's like I don't know if genetics work like that, but it just seems like
Well, and
someone's gonna be, like,
isn't that
Earth
tied more to, like, the zodiac that they're born under is the power that they yield?
Oh, true. So then, yeah, like you're only allowed to have sex between these. Like, how does that work? Like,
Could be.
or I guess maybe they have like good birth control and they can control it actually. But
Mhm.
yeah, it seems like I'm sure there's an interesting reason how that it got to that point. It also
Yeah.
seems like it's far enough in the future to where some things maybe could have broken down or something. Like, but that was interesting to see people like kind of pitted against each other like that.
Yeah.
Even though they live pretty close in proximity. I will probably read it at some point. I just was like,
Mhm.
gonna start. But I did start The Bone Witch, and
Mhm.
I've read like 3 chapters or something. I'm still in the very beginning. We haven't even gotten to the place they're going
Mhm.
yet.
It's
Um,
interesting.
yeah.
I will
So that
say
seems.
that the
Is it a one
first
off or is it a series?
it's a series, it's 3.
And they're
Um,
already out
they're
or
already out, it's completed.
oh okay
And I will say that the only thing that I had sort of like the book has the like, "Ooh, I really like this. What is happening? Ooh, I really like this. I don't know if I like this. What is happening? Ooh, I really like this again." Like that it kind of has that sort of flow to it.
yeah
But it is definitely it kept my attention. The only thing was that at some point I do remember being like, I just read a whole book and nothing happened.
yeah
So there is a little bit of that to it, but it works out and it makes sense.
yeah. Which I could be okay with that. I just Yeah, I don't know what else to read. Like I do kind of love the junk food like let's read
Mhm.
something fast, but I don't know. I don't have time to read like that right now.
I need to be done this week with this book.
You need to catch up on life stuff.
I do. My
Yeah.
house is not as clean as I like it.
Does
And
Topher
my
notice? Is he like,
oh yeah, he knows.
oh,
Yeah.
really?
Oh yeah,
Is
he
he when he's
notices.
gone for when you're reading a lot or you're reading a lot after what he gets home too?
Oh, because I'm reading all fucking day.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, "Oh shit, it's 5. I got to do stuff."
Yeah,
And
that's
he's
real.
like this little burst of energy you get because you're like quote unquote trying not to make me mad, which is not a real thing. That's my own trauma.
It's you feel guilty for like I didn't do
Mhm.
shit today, so I gotta
Yeah,
fucking do
yeah.
it.
Mhm,
But
yeah.
is it use? Maybe it's better like that, and you could just
It's not. Everything else is falling apart.
okay.
Um, yeah, I just need to pace it better, but, that's not gonna happen. I'm gonna the next 2 days, I'm gonna do the same thing I've been doing for the the last 2.5 weeks, and I'm gonna,
And then you're gonna
um
have a deep breath.
and then yeah, and then maybe somewhere around Thursday, the house will get cleaned because 'cause I'll
Yeah.
need a mind break from it all. Um, but yeah, who knows? Yeah, I need to do some organizing, and my mother-in-law is moving up here, so
Oh,
I need to start moving stuff around and getting things set up for her.
yeah.
Um, but yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have to live, but then we'll go back to not living. I'm gonna attempt to read like 50 books this summer. So, but
Mhm,
I kind of want to try a contemporary. I don't
mm,
know. I
mhm.
usually get like such an ick from books in the real world, but there's so many that are highly regarded. So I'm like, I don't know. Part of me wants to try contemporary, but I want it to be like, I don't know. There's so many bad ones, and
Is
there's so many
it like a
opportunities to be lame.
contemporary romantasy or like contemporary
No,
fantasy or
it's
just
just romance.
okay.
Yeah. I know people like to read mafia romance, which doesn't really sound good to me, but it is a huge like
It is.
market, so I'm kind of
Mhm.
interested in just like trying one, but I don't know.
Organized
I
crime
don't
doesn't
like
do it
real
for me.
worlds.
Organized crime doesn't really do it for me.
Me neither, but yeah, I also don't understand how you can like something based on like something like oh, it's a gangster. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
you can read terrible, I don't know.
Yeah.
Um I don't whatever, but I kinda wanna find something, like, that's
Mhm.
interesting, but who knows?
I think it's probably because it has the same sort of levels of like court intrigue and like
'Cause
political
they're very
intrigue and
powerful,
stuff, but
but not, like,
yeah,
government.
it's in a setting where the laws are not set and the
Yes.
stakes are different, sometimes higher, right? And
And I mean, I've seen like, like Breaking Bad has those elements, and that's
yeah,
part of what makes it so tense is because it is very dangerous and stuff. So I
yeah,
can see.
yeah, right. I watch Law and Order. I
Mm.
get it. Um, but yeah, I don't know.
Although isn't that from the cops' perspective?
It is.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's
That's
Law and Order Organized Crime, which is from the cop's perspective, but he's undercover, so it's
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, The Shield is kind of like that too. You know what? One of my shows that I don't necessarily recommend, it's extremely dark. But I do recommend, but I don't, but I do. Is Boardwalk Empire.
Okay.
There is this moment that will haunt me forever. It was so shocking. And it was just like the most horrific thing ever. Like,
I
yeah.
watched like some
But that's organized crime. So
yeah,
it has a
I
lot of
watched
tensions.
pieces of Sons of Anarchy, and mostly like I had a friend who watched it, so when I would go over, like I'd, like catch it at the
Mm,
tail end or something.
yeah.
And
Jill watched it.
I think the parts that I've seen, I was like, yeah, no, maybe not for me.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I could get into it, but
Boardwalk Empire, when we did watch it, I was obsessed with it, and we watched it so fast, and like it was good for
mhm,
sure. It's just so dark.
yeah,
Um,
I've heard of
and
it.
yeah, it's Steve Buscemi.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like one of his like big. Yeah, because it's about Atlantic City in the 20s, and they're big like
okay.
It's actually really interesting. Like the what is that called when you can't drink alcohol? That
Prohibition.
prohibition. Yeah. So there's a lot of tension around that. Plus, he's playing like a politician who is also a gangster. So there's really
Hmm.
interesting tensions there. Um, and so it's really is actually really good. If I
Hmm.
ever, yeah. But you
Well,
know what?
and I mean,
Actually,
it's like historical fiction.
yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't usually like that kind of shit. But I ate it up. But it does haunt me, and it is like, was that worth it? I think it is. But
What's
holy
it worth?
fuck, it's like it's like intense
Yeah.
emotional damage. Like, but it's yeah. Anyway, um, also this Bone Witch book, Bone
Uh-huh.
Carve, the Bone Witch book has a character named Fox, and maybe over the summer or something, or at some point in your life, you need to start watching the first Shadow Daddy, which is Fox Mulder. Okay, and I know I've said
Okay.
it times, but
Yeah.
whenever you do that and you get it after like a season or two, we're gonna have a chat about MMCs, about perfection and yearning, and that
Okay.
and you're gonna eat that shit up. You're gonna love it. Because yeah, that is one thing. Not a lot of. Yeah, they're just like I said, when I was watching that show, I watched it 11 seasons in, like, 2 months, okay?
Okay.
And I did not have time to be doing that, but I would turn off all music on my drive to work so I could just think about the 2 main characters. That is how fucked up I were. That they yeah, okay? And,
Yeah.
so anyway, there's a character named Fox in this one, so I was like,
Okay.
"Oh, Sam hasn't read this," and then also I keep seeing, back on one of my TikToks, I have, I'll get X-Files edits,
Mhm.
and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, they're so iconic," and every time I see them, I'm like, "I have to make Sam watch this because it's so
Got it.
fucking good." And also, you probably your husband would like it, maybe.
I'm sure he would.
You
I'm
watch
sure
it
he would.
together.
Yeah.
You could attempt to do 1 episode a night like normal people or something.
Yeah.
That's what
For
we did, like,
25
4 a
years.
night. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
are we are still we are still working through the second Crescent City. It is
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
long
It would be a
book.
while.
It's a long book.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and
It
he's
is long. That's actually fast. I feel like you guys just started that.
I mean, we've been in the second one for a while. I also have been like, can I read Zodiac instead of reading with you? So there's been some of that.
Has he been
Uh,
curious on Zodiac? Is he gonna read it?
no, he thinks it's the most preposterous thing he's ever heard of.
That's so
He's like, "What
funny.
the fuck are you reading?"
Neil's gonna read it at the beginning of the summer, and then when we come down here, he's gonna be like, "Listen to me. You're gonna read this."
Yeah. No, Topher's like, "I can see why you think it's funny." He's like, "But that sounds like he's like, it feels like you're like reliving your high school years. And I said, yes, it's written by
It's
women
awesome.
who are millennials, and it's like millennial high school humor.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Mhm.
But there's some actually, I think it's better than a lot of, like, I don't really laugh at a lot of things, but I think it's because they have such deep relationships, like I said, like we
Yeah.
were talking about the sitcom vibe, because you understand the full impact of how those characters would feel about a certain joke, it's much funnier. Um, and so it's not like Geraldine is hysterical. It's just that in the context of
Yeah.
everyone, she's like,
Well, and
that's what
it's
makes it
in the
funny.
context of people who are like when they get her, the ones who get her and understand what she's saying versus the ones who don't. Like that's funny to me. Where like
Uh-huh.
Max has no fucking clue what she's
Just like a
talking about
translator.
until he does. And
Yeah.
then it's, and like same thing, like once he starts to like get her more, then he starts to like he's falling for her more and he's like, doing more noble romantic shit, which is, she likes. And he's like, I don't know why I never did this. Like why I waited so long for this. And like so it works out. And I love that like Tori is like, I'm fluent in Geraldine. She said we gotta go. Like, and so
Dude,
it's just funny
seriously.
that like of all the characters to be fluent in Geraldine, it's Tori. Like that's funny. I love that Seth is oblivious. And like like that's the thing that's funny is because like when you get a Seth POV and you realize that he thinks the way that he does and it's stupid, it's funny. Where
Also,
he's
it's
like,
kind of realistically neurotic. Like, you're like, "Yeah, I do that shit too," where I'm like, "I know
yes.
this person told me that they're my friend and they actually like being around me, but I feel like they maybe hate me," and then you do some stupid shit
And
it's
like
crazy, but
and
that's real.
And it's nice too because he also knows that he's like putting masks up and he's putting, and so like there's a little bit of self-awareness in
Yes, it's not
being like
like
being oblivious and like
because it could be infuriating.
yeah, and so like when he's like Tori left out the chocolate bar for me underneath her in her sock drawer underneath two concealment
Such a
spells
dumb joke.
underneath another chocolate that was full of laxatives, but I'm fine now. And she wanted me to have this and then like for Caleb to just be like, "Yep, she wanted you to have that, bud." Like,
Oh my gosh, there is a scene you're just gonna die laughing. It's not for a long time, but you will. I'm sure I'll get a text.
but yeah, it's just like it's so like some of his oblivious nature is, like even when he's just like, "That's my moon friend. We're gonna be moon friends," and like Lance is like, "We're not," and he's like, "He fucking loves me. He we're good. We're best friends. That's just how he is. He's
So
just a
funny.
little snarky vampire." And then like when that falls down, and he's like, "No, asshole. Like you just need to get over it. Like get past all this bullshit. We could be friends." Like it's like he gets that there's a little bit of like narcissistic neuroses kind of
Yeah.
clout. He's just like, whatever, dude. Like it works for him.
Yeah, it weirdly does. Also, I love when Darius, forgets people's names. It's so dumb. It's like so consistent that you're like, "This is a bit between the sisters." They're just
Yes.
like, "Oh yeah, and have him forget the guy's name." And then
Gabriel, you need to remember Marcus. It's like, who's Marcus? What do you mean, who's Marcus? You said you need to remember Marcus. No, I told me you need to remember Manuel. No, you said Marcus. No, I said Manuel. The guy's name's Manuel. And like the entire time, you're like, it's Marcel.
Marcel. Yeah, dude. See, I didn't know
Yeah.
the context of that when I was reading that. I was like,
Hmm.
"Okay."
Yeah.
And then yeah, so you should read
There's a couple of like things that I'm glad that you told me to read it at 8.5 because it
it.
makes it like when they're talking about the stones and um Lionel is like, yeah, the Amai guy, like the king Amai left one of them to my great great grandmother for whatever fucking reason. And you're like, oh, you know the reasons now because you got that short story.
Lionel?
Sorry, Leon.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry,
yes.
Leon. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah,
you
I and
know?
I had to connect that. I was like, "Oh, this is why that thing and that's why
But
they had to
it's
go
interesting
there."
because right, so that person, right? So his great grandma, I can't remember her first name, but like pirate knight,
Felicia?
huh?
Felicia.
Yes. So she is with so she's a knight, and then she builds friendships with the Obscuras family
Yes.
initially, and she had a rivalry with the Draconis, which was the
Yes.
basilisk in that story, and those three are mated. The descendants
Oh,
of them are mated to Elise.
I wonder what she thinks of that. And also, who is Elise related to? Although maybe they can't
I
all be
think
related to
I think
somebody.
she's Caleb's cousin
Okay.
because every time, like,
Yes, you
yeah,
mentioned that.
yeah,
That's
which
interesting.
means that there's familial bonds between Caleb and Darcy and Tori now. So that Tori and Darcy's sister-in-law is Caleb's cousin.
And does that make them all related?
I mean, it makes them related in the way that like your sister-in-law's cousins are not really related. Like, yeah, kind of, but not really.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm thinking about in the, Azriel and Serenity, and like they're related.
I
And
mean,
they're all interconnected now.
they're all
Um,
royal, so yeah, they've all been intermarrying because there was once 12 families. Each one had one of the guild stones.
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, duh.
And then 6 of those families have been killed off, so there's only 6 families that were able to be in power, and that's why 4 of them ended up being on the
Counselors.
counselors.
Yeah. Yeah, that is
And
interesting.
one of Lance's ancestors was a famous racer of some sort. She's a vampire. There's a so when in the short story when Felicia is going into the palace to do the heist, she runs in. She's like, "Oh yeah, there's like people here taking pictures," and I
Oh,
ran into the like famous athlete racer whatever, and then someone was like, "Miss Orion, like tell us blah
oh
blah blah."
yeah,
blah." So yeah,
that's right.
which is
That's funny.
interesting because Lance is, you know,
Pit,
like
right? Pitball.
Pitball. Hmm.
Forgot about that. Yeah, dude, that's funny.
I will say that Pitball makes so much more sense than uh Quidditch.
Yeah, ball going hole.
Yeah,
Make it
yep,
not go hole if you're good enough.
yep. Got 4 different balls, 5-minute things.
Oh,
Ball
I
goes in
forgot
hole.
half that. I didn't even realize there's multiple balls.
Yeah, there's one
That's,
for each element.
yeah, that's right.
And
I didn't really
they shoot
sports.
out
I'm
of
like,
random
yeah,
yeah, they
it's
shoot out
boys
of
stuff.
random thingies, and
That's right.
each inning, round, whatever, is 5 minutes, and you play straight through, and it's 1 point in and then 1 point down if you get someone down.
Right. Yes, I never read them that very closely. I was
Yeah.
always just like,
And you got like
if
2
someone
goalies on each
maxes
team.
pants,
Yeah. They're not called
but that's
goalies,
still
but that's what they are.
they're defenders or something.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't.
Easy peasy. Run, beat the shit out of each other, get a ball in a hole. Done. Can't use your order form.
Could be so interesting if they could though.
Mhm.
I guess it wouldn't be fair to have dragons on one side though.
It would not. Or even vampires.
Honestly, actually, all of them are pretty good. Like, can you imagine a pitball game where a fucking siren went hard? That's why I love that scene with Max in book 8 with Xavier.
Mhm.
Like, oh yeah, you're really gonna see actually like what this can do because I think a lot of people would think his like power is like weaker. But yeah,
The
it's
siren
pretty
one?
interesting. Huh?
His siren
Yes.
powers being weaker? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's just like, oh, your emotions, but like, yeah,
Nah, he's got
they're
some
really
fucked up
interesting.
siren songs.
Yeah. But
His
yeah, I love
dread
those.
song, his sleep song for 100 years. Like that's yeah.
Wait, so okay, tell me exactly where you are right now. You're
So they
what's
have
just happened?
they Max
Oh,
and
memory orgy
y- y-
oracle.
w- yeah, yeah. So they went back to the oracles. Max and Darius have just gone to Lionel and they put the star to sleep. And Therynx was like helping them, and they captured Lyra, was the like 7, 8-year-old girl that Clyde took.
Oh yeah.
And so they're trying to figure out how to. They've just figured out that the guild stones can make a snare.
Ugh.
She was like, "How do you even make a snare?" And they're like, "You already have the answer to that." And she's like, "What the fuck?" She's like, "What do you mean I have the answer?" And Tori's like, "Ask Orion. He probably writes down everything you say in his diary."
That's funny. Okay. Oh, but then you have had you've seen the attack though, because you're in the Seth scene
Yes.
with Lavinia and stuff. That shit was crazy,
Yes.
huh?
Yes.
I
It's
was
like
like,
wielding star power, starborn power.
oh god. Yeah. Yeah. So next week will definitely be the last week we probably talk, unless,
Mhm.
well, yeah. Be the week we talk last week we talked about Zodiac for a while. Although I'm sure we'll randomly bring it up
Yeah.
too.
So then maybe
But
let's skip the alignment chart. We'll do that next week. But let's do
okay.
our preferences. If we were the FMC in a romantasy, what would we want to be? Yeah. So first we're gonna first start with species. Okay, right. So like, are you fae, witch, vampire, dragon shifter, or dragon rider, human, goddess, celestial being? Like there's a lot to choose from.
Uh, yeah, it'd be sick to have just some kind of magic.
Okay.
Um, yeah, maybe just some kind of fucking elemental magic, maybe.
Okay. I'm going for like shifter fae. I want to be fae, but I want an animal shifty something.
No, I don't think I would like that. I just want to
I would
fucking
love
like
it.
rip around at some bitch's feet. Uh,
You're like,
with
I
that.
don't care what I am as long. So you would be cool with being just like a magic wielding human?
Yeah, but I'd obviously be a badass one. But yeah, yes.
Sure,
Or
sure.
like a fae. To me,
Okay.
there's not really much of a difference between human and fae. There is, but like the way we read them, the fae are basically just a sub for human, right?
Sure, but they have longer lifespans and they're
Yeah, that I want that.
stronger and oftentimes prettier and they sometimes have pointy ears.
Ears, take him or leave him. I'll take hotter and live longer.
Yeah, okay, so you want
So
fae. Got it.
elemental fae.
Okay.
Yeah, some kind
So
of
that would be your
magic.
power, would be elemental.
Sure. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, yes, yeah. I don't really know what element. I think we talked about it last week actually, or some week ago. I'd be like probably earth,
Yep.
but I could see like some. I mean, if I can have more,
Yeah.
water is also earth. Like
Except
it's
for that
part of
it's
the
not.
earth. It's in the dirt.
It's yup. I mean, there are ways to manipulate it because it's in the dirt, sure. Just like how so Darius doesn't have water magic.
Yeah,
Um no, he doesn't have air magic, but he's able to create an air bubble when he was swimming by pushing the
the
water
water
away from
away.
him.
Yeah,
So like as opposed to what Max does where he creates an air bubble.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um
Okay.
what role? I would love to say that I would want to be a queen, but let's be real. I don't want that kind of fucking power. Um except for I kind of do.
Yeah, it's hard to think of a role like because like I mean, if I actually mean my actual self, if I
Mhm.
mean like my spirit, I suppose.
Well, so let's be honest, we'd be fucking scholars.
Yeah, but I
We would
do
be the
have like
lances.
you know
I'm like,
if I
just
if I ever my life went to shit, I'd want to go like fucking join some crazy movement. Like that's what I always am like. I'm a disappointment to all my FMCs by not being like a fucking revolutionary and joining a protest, blah, 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 and doing stuff like that. But I'm like, but I have a job. So I feel like I would also be fine. that.
The options that I have listed, and there's a bunch of them, but here are some options. So here are
Okay.
some that I came up with. So
Okay.
warrior, I would love that. That sounds lovely. If I knew how to do it, all I want to do in my
Well, you
life
you
is
would
learn
do
how
it.
to yeah, all I want to do in my life is learn how to wield a fucking sword. But do I actually want to be in the military? No.
No, yeah,
Um,
not our military.
assassin, I don't want to be paid for my kills. I want my kills to be my choice. Queen or princess, yeah, I'm here for that.
I'm
Outcast,
not. That sounds boring.
yeah, no,
Except
I
for the
really
money.
the fact that somebody else can cook all my meals and clean my house for me sounds fucking top tier.
I like cooking. The cleaning for sure, though. But you can
Sure,
also
I mean,
just ice
I
cream.
like cooking, but I don't wanna do it for every meal. I gotta come up with meals for myself all day long and 2 to 3 other humans. I'm over it. That's what like, honestly, if it was like, Do you want, like, $1,000,000 house or do you want a chef for the rest of your life?" I'd take the chef. Just prepare all my meals for me.
Yeah,
Don't
probably
wanna
I
do
would
it
too.
anymore. Outcast, exile, there's healer. I like that.
Yeah.
But it has to be magic healing. I don't wanna, like, actually cut people open. Scholar or librarian, which is what we're already doing, so
Yeah.
that's boring. Priestess or chosen one, you're or revolutionary.
Yeah, but I can
And
also
then
see, like, just fucking regular warrior or something, or
yeah,
scholar, but I just am like, yeah,
and
you
then
know.
there's thief and spy, and I feel like I'm too anxious for that. And I'm too clumsy for that. I'm way too clumsy to be a thief
Yes.
or a spy.
Well,
All right.
I'd be like an Orion, actually. He's a scholar, but he's also like a warrior guy.
Yeah, yeah. So you're going um scholar warrior. Sorry for all of the my keyboard is really loud. And you wanted elemental power, earth being at the top, but you're good with having more than one.
Yeah, I'm good at having all of them. It's fine.
um some options I came up with is like shadow magic or light magic, and then there's like fire or destruction, healing magic, mind and illusion magic,
No.
death and
I would infect people.
necromancy, nature magic, time fate manipulation. Um, yeah, so there's some options there.
Nah, nah, none of that shit. I would
You're
think of
like,
some timeline. I would infect someone else with my mental illness going into their head. I don't want their mental illness. I just gotta be like, "Tree, go beat that guy up," and then have it happen.
that's so funny because I'm like, dude, I want to get into people's heads so bad. I don't.
You would die, you would rot in my brain. You would get trapped and you'd be like, "What the fuck is you doing?"
Dude, I love character interactions and the way people think. I don't know why. I mean, I know why I didn't go into psychology or sociology. There's different
Too much
reasons for that.
math and science.
Yes. Um yes. But yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I'm here for some mind magic. I just want like could you imagine you just like capture everybody's mind, you're just like, "Nope. You don't want to be here. You're done."
I g Oh, yeah, it kinda just I don't know. I mean, I just think, like, could I do it? Maybe. I mean, I do argue with people a lot.
It can't be where it's just like constant noise though.
Yeah, yeah, I
That would drive
know.
me up the fucking wall.
Yeah, I would do it to win debates, make
Mhm.
people feel bad when they're being rude to service workers.
Yep.
I would make people calm down their road rage,
Mhm.
but I don't really think I would like it mostly.
I mean, Max is kind of in that space. Like Max has the sort
Yeah,
of like
definitely.
mind manipulation. I'm here for some siren shit.
Yeah, I mean, if it was like this or nothing, I'd be like, "Okay." But
Yeah.
if I get to choose, I think I'd rather be like one with the earth and hit someone
Yeah,
with a rock. It's old
that's
fashioned.
fair. I mean, I still would probably end up doing both, right? Like you can't
Yeah.
just always rely on your mind stuff, but like yeah.
Yeah, 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 true. But core
Cool.
personality. Don't have a personality. Don't have one.
Um
Neat. Like you have a list of options?
I do.
Okay.
Soft but strong, cold and guarded. That's me. Chaotic and emotional.
The other options?
Calm and calculating, playful and mischievous, quietly observant, fiercely independent.
That one.
The
Fiercely independent.
fiercely independent?
I with the chaotic and emotional also fits, but, my dad has always been like, oh, that's you.
Yep.
That's been my, tagline for as long as I can remember is, uh yeah, my dad always says that. He goes, "Al's fiercely independent," in, like, some, like, "You're a freak"
Cute.
kinda way. Um,
Yeah, I think that mine is more like,
you're that cold and guarded. I
no,
mean, I know you
I
relate
am
to Nesta, but
I am on the like I am on the very surface, like the I'm like I'm more calm and calculating. I don't let
where's the
people
one for, like, you're kinda like you have, like, a little bit of, like, mother hen energy. What's that one? That's how I feel like you come across to, like, strangers. It's like, they help you,
Yeah, I do, I
you know?
do.
Well, maybe it's 'cause I usually see you around students or something.
No, I'm still like that in this like in my real life too.
Yeah. I mean, but I haven't
Yeah,
seen you in that
I
many
don't know, I
times,
mean,
but but are
it's,
you who you are at the grocery store? No, you're who you are with, like, people, like, you know?
yeah, that's true. So, like, nurturing.
Yeah, or something. I could
I'm
see
observant and nurturing. Like, I need to check my surroundings. Things need to be safe for you to get to the nurturing side of me.
that's fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, and I'm one to, like, I gotta I'm not gonna make any jokes, I'm not gonna say much, it's gonna seem cold and guarded, but I'm observing.
Yes, yeah, see, yeah, but I mean, you could put whatever you want. If you think you're cold and guarded, you could put that, but I just was like,
No, I'm
"You're not
not.
that
I'm
cold."
not, I just come off that way because I'm paying attention. I'm, like, trying to figure out people's
Right.
vibes before I do something stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting.
Uh-huh. Love story trope. I'm a slow burn girl. Topher and I were a slow burn.
What are the options?
We've got
Enemies to lovers?
there's enemies to lovers is the first one.
You're not my
Rival
enemy.
rivals to lovers. Forbidden love, fated mates, friends to lovers, he falls or she falls harder, and then slow burn. Honestly, ours was like friends to lovers is what it is,
Yeah,
but
ours is like friends to lovers / slow burn.
yeah. But do we want that? Is it our main character energy?
I do think friends to lovers is the best one. I mean, why do we love our
It's
little
true. Yeah.
our little what are they
Seth and
called?
Caleb,
Yeah. But no, I was gonna
our
say, like,
cat,
our moon boys, but and I was like,
or
that's not
Salem,
really no,
our
like, because 'cause you're
Salem.
talking about them being moon whatever. So anyway, I was
Yeah,
like, "Oh, our little moon boys," because vampire is kinda moon, right?
it is.
And Seth would love them to be called the moon boys. Yeah, I think friends to lovers is the best one, along with slow burn.
Mhm.
But slow burn's not as fun in real life.
It is not,
Although it
but
is
that's I
awesome when it
think
pays off. You're like, "Hey."
yeah, it is. And then what is our love interest vibe? Our is our love interest a shadow daddy? Dark and dangerous and
Oh, cool, we're
devoted?
in okay.
No. We have golden retrievers.
No. I have a black cat, and I'm the golden retriever.
Do you? Do
Yeah.
you?
Oh, yeah. I'm the Seth Cassian. Okay, that is who I am. And Caleb is a Nesta.
So I'm the black cat and Topher is the golden retriever then. This is why we get along so
Yeah,
well.
well, we already talk about how, you're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, Topher said this," and I was like, "I would say some shit like that," like,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know who Kale would be like from Zodiac, but he's definitely a Nesta. Um,
Mhm.
Even though he doesn't act like he's not, like, cutting, like, to people's face like
Yeah.
that, but he could be, in his head, a little spiteful.
He seems like almost like a Darcy then, where like there's kindness there, but she can rage if she needs to. Where like Tori's rage monster all the time.
I would say I don't think he's, like, rage monster, but, like, if you cross him, he's not really he's gonna it's a long time to forgive. Maybe like an Orion, actually.
Okay. Yeah.
Because like Caleb can hold a grudge and will not feel bad about it. I'll be like, I still don't like that person, but I feel bad that I don't.
Yeah, no. Me and your husband are similar.
Uh, yeah,
I'm like,
he's
"Nah,
like,
she's a bitch, and I don't feel bad about it."
yes.
Uh-huh. You
Yeah, and I'm
cross
always
me,
like, "You
we're
can't say
done.
that."
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be loud about it. I don't need to talk shit. It just is a fact, and it's
Yeah,
that simple. Mhm.
the other person may not know,
Yeah,
but
that's not about
you've
it's
crossed it,
my hatred of you is not about you. It's about me.
yeah, that's
And it's
funny.
just a fact that I do not like you.
Nice. Yeah, 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 that's funny.
Um,
Um,
yeah, mine has to be golden retriever vibes because
is there other options? So it's golden retriever, black cat, and what else?
there's shadow daddy, golden retriever, morally gray villain, charming trickster, stoic king or commander, soft healer type.
Yeah. I say soft healer or black cat. That's
I'm
funny.
gonna take this to a therapist one day. Be like, tell me what this means that I want to be
Like Shakespeare, we don't
a
have enough
long
time.
living um queen who being obsessed by her mate.
That's
But yeah.
funny.
All right. So yeah. This is fun. We can put this on our little now we got to figure out who these characters would line up with.
Yes, maybe. Well, that'd be good for next week. Is to put all the
Mhm.
Zodiac characters in the final episode. We can do all the Zodiac characters in one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we could try to figure out like what character would coincide with our preference of FMC. Mine's Nesta and
Oh yeah.
Cassian. Like, let's be honest. She's Faye.
Yeah.
She's got Queenie vibes, right?
She got a golden
She,
retriever.
yeah. Her issue is that she's not good enough. You know.
I don't know what mine is. Let's say hard to think.
Oh, yours is a Feyre.
Is Reese a black cat? Kind of.
100%.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes. Topher thinks but Topher's somewhere in between a Reese and a Cassian. He's not full Cassian. He's more
So he's an
calculated.
Asriel?
I don't know. We don't know Azriel
Kidding.
enough.
Asriel is yeah, dude, we are gonna find some shit out. Also, wait, did you so that's what we read for sure. We read Zodiac and Bone Witch. I keep
Uh-huh.
wanting to say Bone Carver. The Bone Witch. But did you write anything?
No, I'm reading.
I wrote a little start to a story, possibly to write with Kale.
Nice.
Um I emailed him and I was like, okay, email me back and we'll see if he
Nice.
does. And then I also randomly last night started a story that kind of feels like almost like cozy fantasy. And it's about like a town witch who her day job is to kind of like take off hexes on places. And she's kind of like
Cute.
it's like handyman vibes, but with like
Cute.
magic. And
I love that.
and I have like a character sketch of her and no conflicts or world building at all, but just like, okay, this person is gonna whatever she faces, she's gonna react these certain ways. And that's kind of I'm gonna see where it goes from there. And it's just like for
Nice.
fun, but and maybe we'll go nowhere. But
That sounds very
yeah.
fun.
I was just like a little handyman witch
That's cute.
guy. And yeah, Kill liked it, and we'll see. But it was fun. And I still am gonna go back to all my stories. I just hope what I hope is that I've started all these little so many different stories,
Yeah.
and then one of them will just come through and it'll be like, this is the
Mhm.
one, and I'll write a whole book on it, and then I'll get it published, and then I'll be, yay, perfect. My life is perfect.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, in my next story, I already have five in the fucking
Yeah.
whatever the cooking
Mhm.
metaphor is called in the
Uh-huh.
fire or something. And then I'll
Uh-huh.
pull it out and I'll just be like, bam, let's go.
Yeah.
Um, and so yeah, so that was fun. There's only like a couple hundred words, but I'm gonna see if I can keep writing that.
Yeah.
Maybe reading less will mean I can write more
Yeah.
because
I I have thoughts about what I need to do for my story, and I got a little overwhelmed with
yeah,
feeling
You
like
gotta not let
I
yourself think
j
about the big
yeah, yeah.
picture.
Yeah.
But it's hard not to because it gets to you.
Well, and it's also hard not to think about it when you're in a 9-book series
Yes.
and you're thinking
Yeah.
about all of the stuff. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Where I'm like, "Am I making my characters interesting enough? Are they doing enough? What is the are the stakes high enough?" And all the things. So,
That's actually why I did this story with, like, just there's just a guiding character thing because I was thinking about how the Twisted Sisters, they seem like no, Tori is always gonna whatever happens, she's gonna react in, like, a
yeah.
pissed, bitchy way, and
Mhm.
that makes their characters, first of all, consistent, but also derives conflict
Yeah.
naturally, and it
Yeah.
never feels out of character because 'cause you're like, "No, this is what she does." She gets pissed and says flies off the handle, and same with Darius, and same with, like, certain like, they
Yeah.
all have I feel like they wrote, like, a rule sheet, like, this is
Yeah.
what this character does. When they're pressed in this way, they'll respond like this. When they're pressed by these people, they respond like this, and I feel like, that's what I've never really I've had, like, sort of things like that, but not really,
Mhm.
like, had that as the central guiding
No, I
light,
think that
so I
that's
kinda wanna
smart,
try that.
and it could be something that I do with my book too, because I feel like I end
And
up
you
being the
probably are
moral
some of those.
well, that or I end up being, like, the moral compass for all of my characters, and then they don't have
They're Mary
enough
Jane-ish,
yeah, yeah, or they don't have enough variance between them.
Mary Sue, whatever. They're goody
Yeah.
two a little bit too
Yeah.
much, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do the same thing, yeah. Um,
I'm like, "They can't all be nice, Sam.
yeah,
You need characters who are fucked up."
yeah. Until next
Okay.
time,
Keep reading.
keep reading.